Tennessee also, another one. I mean, again, like I said, there's a long list of these quarterback situations. Seems like there's not an actual quarterback change there. It's still Will Levis, despite the one or two baffling mistakes that he has made virtually every week throughout the course of this season. But he is banged up. He's not going to practice today, according to Brian Callahan. What direction does that thing go in Tennessee?
Sounds like it's going in the Will Levis direction. He's going to practice, I believe, Wednesday, and then expectation is he'll be healthy enough to go. Will Levis is, I would say, a problem that is, they're not good problems, but this seems like a good problem to have because, there are plenty of plays where you're like, this guy is the starting quarterback of the Titans and is looking good and makes plays and all that. It's really just that one play a game, like falling down, throws it behind him, pick six, like those plays. Brian Callahan was hired for a lot of reasons. And I think the sort of culture that he can bring a team was one, and communication and openness and forward thinking. There's a lot of reasons he was hired. But to me, the thing that will help the organization most is that he should be able to get Will Levis to stop doing that. And if that can happen, then they probably have themselves something. I don't know what Will Levis' ceiling is going to be, but he's played well enough to where you're like, this guy can win football games. So, he also needs to put himself in situations constantly to just be regular and effective and just let that continue to happen. And I think, to me, does sound like this week probably goes out there and does that.
He's not a real regular guy. That's the thing. I mean, go back to everything through the pre-draft process. Obviously, different people. There's, the Mayo stuff and the eating bananas with the peel and all that. He came across to so many people.
The Mayo stuff being fake is definitely one of the most misunderstood. Everyone knows that's fake, right?
I don't think so. He has leaned into all of this.
Yeah, but it's fake, though.
In terms of he doesn't like mayo in his coffee, I'm shocked. I'm very shocked that this is a brand new thing.
That is fake. I think it would, yes, a lot of that going around, but the fact that some people think is real is, I think, a problem in our society.
But the way that he comes across, though, is he is very tightly wound, and he's super energetic. And I think that, for some people, they just thought that was maybe over the edge for what they wanted out of the quarterback position. The upside on Will Levis, in my mind, and granted, this is an oversimplification because he's playing right now, but it's Sam Darnold. Where Sam Darnold, you always saw the traits, you saw the athletic ability, you saw the arm. It was he would make absolutely catastrophic mistakes on a weekly basis that took your team out of games. And he's made a few mistakes here and there through the course of this season here, but it took, year 7 for Sam Darnold? It took him a ways down the line to figure out how to play within the scope of the offense. That's what it seems like with Will Levis. We all see the baffling mistakes, but there's a lot of good in there too. You've just got to somehow get through all the stuff that, hey, when you're being tackled by two guys, don't try to throw a left-handed shovel pass in the red zone on 1st and goal. We don't need you to do that. Just don't do it.
Well, or if you're trying to get a first down in the first quarter, maybe it doesn't make sense to go like Superman and launch yourself.
He probably had that first down, though. He probably, even Brian Callahan said, if he had a second angle, he might have challenged that. He probably had it.
Probably had his first down, but may or may not have detached his arm from his body, which is, you got to, and that's part of playing the quarterback position. And I look at where Brian Callahan came from. Obviously the Bengals lost, right? But Joe Burrow is as chill and cool as a football player could literally ever be. He's like this, straight line all the time. And, he'll make mistakes. I mean, I had one late yesterday, but seems never to be flustered. And I don't know that that's a reality for a lot of people. I mean, all of us try to be very cool under pressure, and some handle it, better than others. But to me, that's the goal. And, for Darnold, you're right. It took him 7 years. It took him 7 years to get there, to be just regular down in and down out without doing a crazy thing. Might take Will Levis some time too, but that's where you want to get to when you're being tackled by two guys, there's no hope, and you go, all right, I'm just going to go down with the ship, and we'll live to play another down.
I felt like that was a shot at me right there, Ian. Was that just look on your face, the way that you said some people handle pressure better than others? Was that directed at me, or am I reading too much into it?
No, I think you're reading too much into it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't actually. No, I was actually referring to myself because like there are times when I very pride myself on being like cool and calm, and sometimes I'm just not. Like you get big news, you get all excited, you try to type it, and your hands start shaking. Like this is a normal thing that most people deal with, right? Like no, of course not. It's not normal, but anyway, we all try.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.